this was part of TPM. TPM says, okay, we're gonna do a job breakdown. It's like, okay, here's the standard, once a day, once a week, or once every 2,000 sheets or whatever, we do a cleaning. Nozzles positions aren't set correctly. So what's the correct? I mean, if you say it didn't set correctly, that tells me that you understand how they need to be set correctly. So it says you already have some expectation or knowledge about how to set it right. But at the same time, you come over here is you don't have, right now you're running tests. So the trick would be is, okay, so we're gonna run 2 hours or 4 hours with this setting and then you're gonna count results. And I don't know, you've got to design your experiment. How can you figure out how changing the height makes any difference? So what's the rate of error? Miss pickup or misalignment or?
Yes, miss pickup and rotate.
Or a twist?
Yes, twist. Okay.
So is it the nozzle that did the twisting, or is it the amount of soldering paste that's on the?
Because nozzle it's not.
Or is it this is flexing? Okay, so you have a substrate that is trying to put a chip on that's flexible. Okay.
Yes.
And if I just think about it, you're putting a glue film down. If you can't keep the glue consistent, or I can't keep the film really level on a smooth surface, when I put the chip down, if I have too much glue, the chip's gonna take it and kind of squish out, Think of it like icing on a cake. Okay. So if you put, you're gonna put a piece of chocolate on top of icing. If you have very thick icing, as you push it down, it tends to, the icing tends to squish out and it can rotate real easy.
Okay.
If I get dirt on this base, the substrate where I'm putting the placement down, then that actually makes this a little bit taller, and so I have the same effect of having to push through the film, which if I'm pushing through, it may tend to rotate a little bit. So you may have a contamination issue on your table. You may have an irregular issue on your squeegee film. So this is part of the 5 whys. Start looking for, why would this happen? Think about physics, the physical attributes. How could this possibly happen? This is the thinking process. Okay. Making it easy for you?
Yes.
But this is what you want to do, is you want to go, and if you're having errors, okay, so many missed, so many twisted. Actually subdivide it, So I'm having more twisted, I'm having more missed. I'm having more missed than I didn't pick it up. If I didn't pick it up, did it not pull a vacuum? Or was it the chip hard to come away from the plastic? This is the 5 whys, to start segregating your issues and work your way down.
Yeah. Yes, so
you have an error in handling the sheet, error of this, error of that. So you have all sorts of, this is an interesting one about the temperatures. The heat gun that you're using is much hotter than what's really necessary. So, well, how can you adjust that? How can you test it? How can you set it up? I mean, that's part of your TPM and your training. And this is a key point. Here's how to do it. Here's how to make sure this machine, if it's an air gun or a nozzle, it's like a little heat gun.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you set it up? Okay. So I turn it on, I let it warm up for 1 minute, I put my sensor up here like a calibration, and I have a setting on it may have an adjustment on the amperage on the machine, a little handle. So, and then I check it every shift or every half shift. This is part of your TPM stuff.
Yes.
I'm noticing that they're doing a lot of talking to themselves. Are they just trying to understand, or are they getting bored? There's a group of them that are just, there's two or three that really are trying to ask a lot of questions, and there's another two or three that are mostly talking amongst themselves and not participating and not paying attention that much.
Oh, yeah. You guys?
Well, no, but the ladies as well, are they getting bored with this? Or are they discussing, trying to figure out how to do this by themselves? I mean, if you're trying to figure it out by yourself, that's fine. If you're bored, just go on home. You're wasting your time.
Okay.
Because you remember the first day that you guys came in here, there was some guy that was I'm going to be an automotive designer. He was just too good to be learning here. Fine, go home. Don't waste my time. I mean, I hate to tell him is, even in the U.S. with people out of the best universities, the person who gets to draw and design the car, it's only 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000 engineers actually get to do that. He can be an automotive designer, and what he's going to get is he's going to be designing one little feature on one little tiny part that's hidden under the hood somewhere. I mean, all this glorious stuff about trying to design some shiny car. I hate to burst his dreams, but
Yeah, okay. Yes.
a lot of engineering is very just detailed, getting the facts, doing the math.
Yeah, I will tell her pay more attention.
Well, if they're trying to figure it out and they can add, because when they needed to go put stuff on the board, they had the data. So they may have the data.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. So if they're actually making progress, no problem. I just don't want them to waste their time. And if they don't understand something, they need to speak up and ask. Because I can't help teach them if I don't know that I've missed something.
She just in first years, so
Oh, they're first year students?
yeah,
So this is like, everything is new. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that explains it. I can remember my daughter going in, she thought she wanted to be a biochemist, because she'd done very good in chemistry and stuff. In the first year, she's like, I don't think I like it that much. So I really like architecture. So she changed the major and started studying architecture, do all the stuff about buildings and design and sketching. It's like, I'm not sure I really want to do that either. I think she went through like 5 different variations until she settled on computer science. So, find something you really like to do. If you have fun doing it, it's worth getting up every day and going to work.
Find something I really like. I really love it. It's too difficult. I don't know what I love, what I really like. I just so.
But you seem to like some of the excitement of the puzzle and trying to solve problems.
Yeah. Thầy nói về cái này hay quá. Sao? Nói về cái của bọn tớ thôi. Nói về cái này. Đây. Nói về phần này. Hay phết. Thầy bảo là cái cách mà mình đang làm thì nó functional thôi, còn cái cách này thì nó mới là kiểu đảm bảo cái chất lượng ấy, cả về độ bền, độ chắc chắn ấy. Thì nếu mà mình để như thế này, thì khi mà không, mình để ngang ấy, vậy tớ một chút mình vẫn đưa.
Lại dịch cái này tiếp á?